Okay. Here we go, chapter 1 review. I got numbers 1 to the first 2 pages. First off, number 1. Number 1 says name 3 collinear points. The 3 collinear points here are points A, B, and C. Remember, collinear means same line. My handwriting is not the best. I'll do my best. I cannot say like A, C, or A, B, D because those aren't on the same line. A and B are collinear, but D is not collinear with both of those. So that is technically the only answer for this one, for number 1. Remember, symbolism in all these, especially in numbers 2 and 3, really does matter. It really does matter. So you got to be careful with your symbols. Name 2 different lines that contain point D. Containing meaning D is a part of the line or part of the name. So A to D would work. Similarly, like DA would work. B to D would work. And then you're only supposed to name 2, but I'll throw the last one out. CD would also work. Be careful. Make sure your symbol is that. Okay, make sure you have this as your symbol. All right. That your symbol goes on forever in both directions, okay? You could also say DB and CD as well, okay? All right, let's look at number 3, name 5. But we don't want you to put, no, there's no other possible. All right, number 3, name 5 different line segments, so don't name them twice. So like AB is a line segment. Mrs. Logus puts the points on the end. You don't have to put the points if you don't want to. You could just do a flat line over the top. BC is another one. So that is CB as well. C to D is 1. A to D is 1. And then what am I missing? I think B to D. Your symbol must be this. All right, you have to have this as your symbol. Okay, I have to have this. All right, I cannot have the lines like that. You can't have a line going in one direction. Okay, that would be considered a ray. The symbol must have a start and a beginning. All right, let's look at the bottom half. All right, you'll notice this picture. It came up in our notes, but we want to use it again. We want you to give you the chance to try it on your own. All right, so what's another possible name for AH? You could say HA, symbol matters. You could say A to P. You could also say P to A. You could also say HP. Now, you're probably thinking like, why? Why can I say AP? Well, because remember, with a line, it goes on forever in both directions, which means if it's going on forever after P, that it's going to include H. It's going to go on forever and keep going and going through H. Okay, same with H to P. It's going to keep going after P and include point A. You could say PA, you could say PH as well. Okay, I'm not going to write them backwards. Name the point or points between A and H. Well, A and H are right here. In order for a point to be between those two, it must be on the same line. It must be collinear. So that only point is point P. I can't say T. Okay, I cannot say T. It has to be collinear. They have to lie on the same. They have to lie on the same line. What is another name for MT? So MT is right there. Okay. Another name must include the same starting point. So the starting point of MT is M, so I must have an M as my starting point. My other name would be M to P, like that. Your symbol matters. Okay, I can say MP because, remember, rays go on forever, so it would include T. All right, it would include T. If I say MP, that ray would go through T. Holy buckets, we're cruising. All right, here we go. So next one, number 7 says name two pairs of congruent segments. All right, so for congruency, remember you match our tick marks, okay? So I'm going to start with my segments. I'm going to look at this one. Is there another segment with one tick mark? Well, M to A has a tick mark, and so does H to T. So those two match. So that is my first pair. MA congruent to HT. All right, let's keep going. This has 2. There is not another segment with 2 tick marks. This segment has 3, and so does this segment here. So those are congruent. I'll say MP is congruent to TP. There's not another segment with a box. There's not another segment with a circle. So that's our only 2. Those are our only 2 pairs. All right, next, similarly with angles, you want to look for matching or corresponding tick marks. Okay. So I'm going to look at this angle here. It has 1 tick mark on it. I'll look down here. This one also has 1 tick mark on it. So this angle, and this angle, hopefully maybe I got some ED on there. So I could say angle A, whoops, that's an M. AM, I could say P or T. I'm going to go with T. AMT is congruent to angle T. I think that's a GF. I could have said AMP as well. My next pair, this one has 2. No other angle has 2. This one has 3. Nothing else has 3. This one has 2 with a dash through it, and so does this one right here. So that's 2 with a dash and 2 with a dash. So my next segment, or excuse me, angle pair is angle M. PA is congruent, that's a P, to angle CFG. Okay, I'm gonna rewrite that. That's some brutal stuff there. Got a battle. CFG, there it is. Okay. Name a pair of points that is collinear with M and N. All right, well, here's our line with M and N on it. So I need points that are also on that line. The only 2 points that are on that line with M and N are H and C. Or H and C. That's the end of page 1. I'm going to pause here, and then I'll pick up with page 2.